Hello, everyone, and welcome back to dlimes13 2.0. Welcome to this legendary, once-in-a-lifetime race between PlatonicGuy and dlimes13 in Metal Gear Solid 1. Whoever expected Platonic to be running MGS1, am I right? All right, so this is the race of a lifetime. Prepare to be excited.
Absolutely.
House, whenever you're ready, you want to get them going.
Yeah, I'm
Prepare to
ready.
be excited for this MGS1 race. We have PlatonicGuy versus dlimes13 being commentated by House. Take it away.
It's me. Hey, welcome back. So, we've made a sort of 80% on console easy difficulty. Let's get those runners going. I'm going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Oh, not entirely. Somebody forgot that the input is switch. You need to press circle in order to confirm, not X. If you forget that, you go back. So, Platonic already a little bit behind. That's fine though, no problem. Both of these runners are well known for Metal Gear Solid 2, especially Platonic, and he just recently picked up the game to learn Metal Gear Solid 1 on console. No problem though, but his opponent is dlimes13. Well-known runner, has almost all the world records in this entire game across all platforms, PC, console, and also emulator soon. But let's talk about the route first. What are these guys doing here? Why are they getting all the alerts here in the docks? Well, it's very simple. In the docks, you have to wait around 2 minutes, and there's credits rolling. As long as these credits are rolling, the alerts that you get here don't delay the elevator that is coming down later after the credits are done. So in the meantime, we use that to just get more alerts going. We want to farm around 6 here. Maybe if you are good enough, you can also get 7. And we need those alerts later down the road when Ocelot will shoot the Palki out of our hand. As you can see here, both of them know exactly what they're doing. You need to wait also for the evasion timer to go away entirely. Only then you will hear also the high ping noise, which is just like a ring, like that is the sign that actually you get a new alert. If you do it too early, you mess up and you actually don't get a new one. Some beginners definitely don't tend to do that. They think, oh, just evasion, go back. So they see the red text, but it's not entirely true. And we're almost done. I usually go around here, this music credit, maybe one more, and then it's time to go. As soon as we see the translation credit coming up, we are good to go. And if Major wants to, he can also turn on the timer. Which if it's fine. We will not see the IGT screen here at the end, unfortunately, because the credits here are very long and also causing lots of DMCA issues, so we're just going with real time. The good thing is, both of these runners can't do it much faster. Just a few seconds difference, because in the beginning, Platonic again didn't menu correctly, but as you can see, both of them get the elevator down now, so it's not that much of a difference right now between those two. And of course, you knock on the right side of the wall here in order to distract the guards, so just walk down to the right first, and then you can sneak past them. No problem. Welcome to the Hell Zone for Akuma. Nobody knows what I mean by that, except for runners, but it's fine. So this is the helipad, and this is 80%. We are quickly walking over here as we stand through these credits. I always forget, I'm a PC runner. Excuse me, folks. On PC, we skip all the codecs and are almost done. This is console. Very important difference here. We can use turbo at least in order to mash through these codec calls as fast as possible. After a set of 3 codec calls, we're finally ready to move on. There we go. Now we're actually in heliporting. So we're gonna walk up here, take the alert, that's fine. We're gonna grab the chaff grenade and immediately equip them. dlimes is using a RAM manipulation trick here, as does Platonic. So usually you need to menu to that weapon, and that takes a little bit of time. The IGT does continue despite the game being frozen. And if you set it up so the last time you had something in your hand and then die and then reset, you can just quick equip that chaff again. Saves a few seconds. Definitely worth it if you want to go for world record times, which I think both of these runners really intend to do. They're really good at what they're doing. And don't count Platonic out yet. We're just gonna take a swim here. Follow the Alaskan field lice. These are not rats. Rats are, of course, the Metal Gear Solid 1's most feared opponent. If you don't have enough alerts later down the road, you will see a rat eating the Palki. We want to prevent that, that's why we did all the shenanigans with the alerts in the docks. Right, as soon as we come out of these vents, we do a little trick here. We're gonna throw the chaff very well timed against the box. And the guard is walking up now will investigate and actually look to the right of the box and not to the left. He usually would walk straight up to the elevator and will find us if we get a slow one. And in order to not even take the chance, we're just gonna throw the chaff and distract him that way. And now, dlimes is moving on to the biggest skip in the entire game. Instead of going to the cell fight to the left, we're going into the vent here. And we're gonna look up and stand up immediately. And then we'll have Snake stand actually out of bounds. And now we can walk around the room in out of bounds, go through the door, and that immediately loads us into the torture sequence. So we skipped an entire set of bosses. There's no cell fight, there's no ocelot, no tank, we have no ninja fight, no mantis fight, and even the first of the 2 wolf fights we just skipped entirely within a few steps. Now this is the part of the run where we sadly have to wait a little bit, so if you have any messages, of course, or anything we want to shout out, right now is the perfect time.
Certainly. We have 5 gifted subs from Raichu. This was a little bit ago. I missed it then. I'm sorry, but we'll get to it now. Thank you so much, Raichu, for those 5 gifted subs. And we also have a gifted sub to Mulgar H by you, House. Thank you so much.
Yeah. There we go. We just had Johnny walk out here, a little Cody coming in, and we hiding underneath the bed. Why are we doing that? It's very simple. We want to actually alert Johnny without getting an alert. And the reason is we want to basically scare him. Because poor Johnny has a cold, you know, he needs to take some medicine, and he's falling asleep if we don't scare him. So that's why we're going to hide underneath the bed and then get out immediately again. Because if we don't continue the next step and give up immediately, we break the game a little bit. So we still need to go into the torture sequence, give up immediately, and then we can continue on with the escape. So watch now as the runners both will walk out of the bed. There we go. And now he's actually scared and he won't fall asleep for roughly 40 seconds. Now in this moment, we can do one thing. We can actually annoy Johnny still a little bit more. Because, again, poor Johnny has, of course, a cold, and he would sneeze all the time. But in all the positions where he would stand still and sneeze, if he instead makes some noise, he will instead yell at us. And each time that happens, it's a fraction of a second, a few frames that we definitely save. And as we know, as speedrunners, of course, we want to save all the time possible. Now, dlimes getting ready here for immediately giving up. This is not the kind of marathon where we're going to save Meryl, unfortunately. So this is entirely off canon now. And I'm afraid we're also going to kill Johnny later when we escape. And there we go, immediately giving up. We have a little bit of a speech of Ocelot. If he were to go through the torture, his speech is actually skippable, but unfortunately, because saving time, giving up immediately is faster, we need to endure at least a little bit of talk from him.
I'll have my fun with her before I do. Meryl, I hope you can still look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, indeed. I hope we can look into the mirror. Shame on us. But hey, it's all about saving those frames. Alright, and we're back again here. And now the second time we can barely do anything. It's a little bit randomized if Johnny will be a little bit faster. It's really only in the end when he comes back and will maybe or maybe not sneeze. But after that, finally, he will go out of the room for the last time. Otacon will come in, give us a catch up, and then we can start escaping. And then the actual speedrun will begin.
We have a gifted sub from We Run to Blue Metal. Thank you so much, We Run.
Thank you so much. And if you like races and already enjoyed the MGS3 race, and especially enjoy this one, of course, also stay tuned for later, as we're going to have an entire Metal Gear Solid 2 tanker tournament coming up. Also, huge shout out to Zenner, rating us with a party of 24. Thank you so much. I love your one-handed speedruns. Love to see them always on the leaderboard. And now we see dlimes finally getting ready here. Johnny is already leaving out. Only a few more seconds and then we can get out. some first-person action happening here. The cool thing is about the integral release, you can also walk forward in first person. Not useful here, but always a fun bit to know.
Hey, I'm here. Where?
And there we go. Here's the cutscene. We will skip that entire dialogue. Now we have our ID card level 6, so we can actually go past the Wolf 1 fight's door in order to enter the Tower A. And also we have the catch-up now, which we're going to use. So what you will see next is also that the runners will equip the card and unequip it again. And that is for a very simple trick. First off, notice that the legs are going through the door. So when Johnny comes in, sees the alert, he will open the door, and we will immediately stand up. And we actually will be standing behind Johnny, because how this works, Snake will stand up at his feet. So that will be behind him. We can immediately start mashing the attack button, choke him out, and then quickly equip the card in order to, yep, there we go, cancel the animation. A little bit faster, but definitely worth it. Then we're gonna grab our stuff, and then we're out. Now, the next thing we need to do is we could walk all the way back, but we definitely want one more weapon, and that is PSG-1. We need that because we also have a Wolf 2 fight to, well, not do, but to skip. And for that, we still need the PSG-1. So, despite not needing it here necessarily directly, we still need to grab it at this point. And both runners will most likely go for a known alert version. There is an alert version which we do on PC, but that is only because we are doing something different in the helipad, where we grab the stun also next to the chaff. Gives us a few more tricks that we can do on the PC version. On console we do this without any alert. And dlimes using a very tight strat here, walking very close, and doing third column. And unfortunately Platonic did get an alert, but Ford's back in action. Oh my god, okay. I was going to say switches over to the Ocelot room, but apparently he got shot on the way through the door. Let's see that again, there we go. Don't get the alert. Overtime movement. Meanwhile, dlimes is moving on. Just did another vent glitch. Barely saw it after the tank hanger. Moving on, there's no tank hanger effect here. Oh, almost misses a grenade. Yeah, you want to have those. No use, punch in the air. And another set. We need those grenades later when we're gonna beat Raven. We will barely get any upgrades here. We need those rank ups, as we just saw here, where life gets filled up. But these rank ups also allow us to use different weapons. And the only weapon that we really can use later at the Raven fight are grenades, so we gotta make do with what we have. We skip a lot of things, and that is just the fun of any percent. Now Platonic also on his way here through the canyon, already a little bit behind. Unfortunate with the continue there, but doesn't mean that dlimes can't do any mistakes. We'll see how that goes. And Platonic just strutting over here, not taking an extra grenade here. Maybe he has a different idea how he wants to grab the grenades down the road. Definitely saves a little bit of time if you don't go all the way to the left side there. But is it really worth it in total? We will see. Chat says Platonic pulled a house. I respectfully disagree. This is not right. I take a full minute just doing the vent glitch. That's my thing. I don't reset going through doors, never. Anyway, you might have missed it because it never happened, but also the Mantis fight was entirely skipped. As I said before, going through the vent there skips a lot of the game script, and we will never see those fights, despite us going through the rooms the first time and getting those rank ups. As we see, Platonic went through the nuke building there, taking a different walking path. For him it worked, and that's where he grabbed another set of grenades. Fair enough. And meanwhile, dlimes is almost done going through the cave. We have a little bit of dialogue here. It's coming up next. On PC, we could just go out of bounds and save us a lot of time, but just going faster through the cave, but also not having this long conversation. And even with turbo here, there's still a lot of wait time before we can continue on. Chat says dlimes has some home field advantage. Yeah, that could be. Alright, there we go. Now dlimes is moving on, and now we can actually finally enter Tower A. In the regular round, we would have beaten now Wolf 1 first and get captured, but as I said before, this is any percent. We directly skipped to the getting captured part. Here's a cool trick. Usually when you go through the next door, there will be a little cutscene. And we can skip that entirely by throwing a grenade through, alerting immediately, and then getting a little bit of a head start from all of these guards. And we definitely want that, because all of these guards here will definitely do some good amount of damage to us, and also additionally stop us. So we lose each time when we get hit around 2 seconds before we can move on again. But of course we have our trusty stun grenades, which we can use to get a little bit of a distance again from all of these. And what you definitely will see here is both of these runners will do what's called quick throw. Very simple, we need to unequip those weapons. We always want to have weapons on our hands to walk faster than the standard animation, but we also need to unequip them in order to throw guards. So what we do, we hold the weapons in our hand the whole time, quickly unequip it, start the throwing animation, cancelling that animation again by re-equipping, and then continue on running. Sounds difficult. It's not, it's just taking a lot of time to explain all that in words. But you can definitely see it on screen here. Beautifully executed by dlimes. And as you see, he got shot there. That's definitely slowing him down a little bit. Alright, Major, do you have anything for us? Because I think we have another minute just walking up.
At the moment, we're all caught up on donations, subs, and gifts and the like, but we did have a raid of 24 from Zener Eluna Mano. Thank you so much for that raid, and thank you FS Teninator for the host.
Thank you so much. Right, beautiful, and dlimes is already at the top here of Tower A. Oh, takes a different route, I don't know why. Gets shot multiple times. Again, slows it down just a little bit. And now it's getting on to the roof. And now it would be sweet if you could just continue on, of course, to Tower B, go down there, and then move on to the actual hall where Medic Rex is being held. But of course, there he is. Liquid is, of course, stopping us in our plans. So we need to rappel all the way down again from Tower A and pick the lower connection bridge, which of course takes more time. A little bit of a cutscene here. And if you ever played this section here casually, you probably wasted a lot of time. Let us show you how you can do it. It is not too complex. You just need to hold here down and X. So as soon as this helicopter moves past, we're already on the left side girder going down. And then we just want to try walking on there as much as possible. So you will see these runners go all the way from the left to all the way to the right and so on, as much as we can walking here instead of swinging. And that definitely saves a lot of time. There we go. At the final segment, of course, there's no girder to walk down, so we just do it the casual way. And that will be done in about 40 seconds. There we go. Now, dlimes sometimes has some issues here in the walkway. Let's see how we will do today. There's 3 guards waiting on the opposite end, and we need to throw a stun here, precisely walk to the right on the music cue. And then hopefully it goes off and gives us enough time to move on. There we go. Just to be sure, throwing that grenade to hit these guards again, healing up also, and then continuing on to Tower B. Now, Platonic doing the same thing again. Watch closely. Take the call early. Interesting strat. Still moves on. Fair enough. One all the way to the left. A little bit too far. You can jump to the right a little bit earlier, but it's cool. He still is on the right track, and oh, he does not walk down left, but instead jumps right. I don't know what the idea was. Maybe fake muscle memory. Maybe he tried to do something else. That would definitely cost him some time. And meanwhile, dlimes is coming up with a new trick. This is something we usually only do in console, so he will actually damage himself, go in first person, press a bunch of buttons, which looks like just wiggling the camera, and then he will equip the stinger. Usually when you go into the stinger, you can't move. You're just in first person, you're looking around and ready to shoot. But what he did is basically overload the game in some way. So the game thinks he's still holding the chaff. And actually in the animation, you can see him hold the chaff grenade in his hand. And he will actually cook it while the stinger is showing and then delete it out of his hand, skipping entirely the dialogue he has with Otacon. And now he can just casually walk all the way up, go to the height fight, walk all the way down again, and then the game thinks, oh yeah, you did the height, that's fine. Move on. And that is how we skip this entire fight here. It's so weird. We're gonna take a look again how Platonic does it, but the basic idea is just to get damaged, look first person, unequip a card, and then mash any buttons you have. And then when you stand up again, or still in first person, then you switch to your stinger. There you go, chaff in the hand, getting damaged. Unfortunately, not getting it down correctly, so he needs to do it again. There we go, let's see. Yep, that looks good. He's in first person. He needs to switch, and there we go. So, as you can see again, he has the chaff grenade in his hand, but it shows the stinger with 0 ammunition. And then when he cooks this chaff in his hand, the game will delete the stinger out of his inventory. This is something we don't need to do at all in PC. PC, we just go into a certain guard mode, and then we walk out of bounds. Here, it takes a little bit longer. And yes, we also need a stinger later again, so yeah, those 2 runners will need to walk back to grab the actual stinger again, which they need for the Metal Gear Rex fight. And as you can see, both of these runners, one walking up, one walking down, very soon they're gonna be high-fiving each other. dlimes trying to save some ammunition here from the chaff only really when he needs to. You can, of course, if you time it very well, skip 2 of these turrets with 1 chaff grenade. In a different version, you can also walk down and throw a grenade precisely, like 1 step before, let go, and then the grenade will literally explode in the air right where the turrets are and taking them away. dlimes getting ready now here. What we need to do is, because the boxes were never moved out of the way, we need to walk on them. We need to launch this. There we go. First try. And we just need to move on. And the game only very occasionally puts you on top of these boxes. Definitely helps if you know how to align yourself and unequip weapons if you don't need them. And, well, there's no fall damage. Despite Snake saying, oh, it's too high, I can't jump down. All of a sudden, he doesn't have fall damage. And here's another cool trick, which dlimes found just recently. If you go in the first person walking up to Wolf 2, she usually would shoot you down. But if you're in first person, she somehow respects you. And it's like, oh, he's in first person, I can't shoot him down. So that saves another 2 seconds. Brilliant execution on that point. Alright, how are we going to skip Wolf 2? Well, the same way we skipped Hind. Only this time we don't have a stinger, we have the PSG-1. We need to have a weapon that changes our view, which both the stinger and the PSG-1 do. And that's why we need to grab it after the whole torture sequence. Now, from this point on, we don't need the stinger anymore, the PSG-1 anymore, but we need the stinger. So at this point, we walk all the way back again, take the elevator up, and grab the stinger again. Let's have a look again here. Platonic aligning himself. The knee pads need to be on the dark spot on the stairs. You literally need to tap down once, and there we go. Again, falling all the way down. And high-fiving both again, right at the bottom of the elevators. You'll have to see that. There we go. So, weapons glitch, as it's called, is a little bit finicky, can sometimes not work. On the left side, you see now Platonic. This is how it should be. You just get shot down by Wolf 2. Snake needs to get up again and then starts the call. And again, if you're in first person, you would actually somehow not being shot. And there we go. Platonic's opting just to walk forward, getting the auto shot. Hopefully it worked. Nope, that didn't work. It didn't also look right. So the trick usually works again. Having chaff in your hand, unequipping the other item, holding first person the entire time and mashing your buttons. And that's how it looks. You are always in first person. If the camera changes, you already know it failed. But GG, second attempt is definitely good. You can be as experienced as much as you want. Even dlimes had it recently when he picked up again console running. And it took him like 4 to 5 times to get this glitch going. So both runners here, excellent job getting both of these skips done very quickly. The only thing at this point right now that you can see Platonic really lost time on was that armory. Unfortunate, but so far he's really holding up. And here comes the disc switch, just as we move on to the blast furnace. And the blast furnace on the console as Speedrunner is a bit tricky, but not too complex. Once we loaded CD2, we will walk down the stairs. There we go. We're going to throw a stun to distract everyone because we're going to use a grenade in order to shoot that tower thingy away. There we go. If that grenade gets thrown, that will be an alert. But because of the stun, nobody saw that. everyone was stunned, from that amazing skill of these speedrunners. And we could use the grenade here to take down the tower and continue moving. I'm still taking an alert here. That is fine. These doors definitely open, even on an alert. And then he will walk back because the next segment has an elevator, which is not there yet. But if he leaves the room and comes back again, then the elevator will be immediately there. And now comes the cargo elevator fight. Also not too complex. You need to walk up and basically throw down the first guard down there. Then you can walk to the top left, throw that one off. And then walk a little bit in the wiggle line, and there we go, throw the third one off. Without taking any damage. Excellent execution. Meanwhile, Platonic just grabbed another stinger. And now he's also getting ready to do the same. He's going to throw the chaff here, so the turrets won't hit him in the next room. And then he's moving on to disc 2. Equipment is done, there we go, very well. Now it's prepared and ready for disc 2. Wonderful. And now on this elevator going down, it's always the second one, there's some codecs happening. Again, on PC, we can skip that, thankfully to some exploits. But here, we need to mash through them. At least now we also have codec mashing with turbo, so that works well. And oh, no, Platonic sadly missed the timing here. All you can do now is literally wait for the machine to walk away. Oh, and the feed died on me. I'm not sure if that's also live. Oh, no, he's back. Maybe it was just a tiny internet thing. So if you don't hit that, there's alternatives that you could do. If you were in the all bosses route, you would also have different weapons. For example, the Nikita that you could also use to explode that and then move on. Right now, he just opts to do nothing, which is fair. You don't want to reset really in this room. It's not really worth it taking that continue. And there we go. Now moves on. Right. So on the right side with dlimes, we have the Raven fight coming up, and this is now where we need all those grenades. This is very interesting on easy, and I think even on normal, you can do something which you wouldn't expect. You literally stand in front of him and just let him hit you. But each time he hits you, you fall down and you let a grenade go off. And well, you can do that for enough times that you don't run out of rations, but definitely hit Raven enough that he loses the fight. Literally a fight of endurance here. As you can see, he literally just gets up, starts cooking the next grenade, and when he gets hit, he automatically loses the grenade out of his hand. And then gets damage going. There we go, that's the last one. Getting ready for the next room already. And that's Raven. Beautiful. Platonic also doing the cargo elevator fight right now. Let's have a look at that. It's a bit stuttery on my end. And yeah, I missed one guard. And yeah, it appears like the third guard he also didn't throw correctly. He's just quickly choking him out. That's a fair one as well. And that's his cargo elevator fight. You take a sip of water quickly, Major, if you have anything.
At the moment, we are all caught up, but I'd like to thank every one of these viewers for being out here and watching all these events we have today, and especially all the runners too. Thank you all for participating and helping Solid Strife.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can't believe we've come that far already, just at the beginning of day 2, over $1,000. Thank you so much.
We smashed our goal. We $1,100, nearly $1,200.
Yes. Yeah, we set up the third goals just to see how we're going. Amazing. But yeah, we're moving on. We're now finally in Rex's lair. Platonic's just looking over. Oh, he's still on the cargo later. That's right. But dlimes is moving on. He's getting 3 calls from Otacon. They also don't cost him something, but there's 3 of amount of them. And now here we come finally to the segment. Remember just in the beginning where we need all of these 11 alerts before we go down these ladders again. Because now what's coming up is that we will listen to, of course, Liquid and Ocelot. And then Ocelot will shoot the Palki out of a hand. And what we used to do, like before the end of 2019, no, 2020 I think it was, that's when dlimes started, that we were just trying to basically always do the same, just as we still do with the extreme difficulty big boss rank strat. Try to not get any alerts and only take those that are mandatory. If you do that Again, if the PAL key gets shot off your hand, a rat will come and eat that rat, and we need to chase the rat. But if we have 11 or more alerts, there will be 1 out of 7 positions where the PAL key will drop into the ditch, and we just need to walk over it. Basically, the game giving us a small bone so we can have an easier time. There we go, Platonic starting on the Raven fight. Just again, as I said before, literally cooking the grenade, waiting to be hit, dropping out of his hand, and then that drop grenade will automatically hit Raven. And there we go, that's the fight. You wouldn't expect it, but even on console and even on easy difficulty, there's a lot of ways where we can get away just taking a lot of damage. That is one of those many fights. And now, in chat, I want to see your predictions. Which number will dlimes have? So, 7 is the worst. That's the 1 key all the way to the right, and then there's 6 key positions on the left. Goes from 7, the worst, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until 6. That is the one that's right underneath the bridge. That's the best option you can have. So let me see those predictions in chat. This is the ladder where the RNG will now be determined. If these runners don't have 11 or more alerts, the rat will eat it. So hopefully everyone did keep count. But oh my god, how unfair. I would almost say dlimes gets the god key. That is position number 6. Despite him already being so far in the lead. This is the one point where really not skill matters, but literally luck. And luck today favors definitely dlimes. He even acknowledges in chat. It is not that uncommon. Like the position that this god key is, to the left there are 3 positions as well that are really close to each other. So 4 out of these 7 positions barely lose any time. And that's why on average it is actually faster to take these alerts, lose the rank 1 in the game, and then just walk down the path. It's rather uncommon to have a bad RNG in there. And just in a minute, we'll also see what Platonic will get. But yeah, as dlimes moving on, he's delivering the first normal key. What we do here, we stand in front of the laptop, and we will actually hold L2 to open the menu and skip the cutscene by holding X at the same time. And as soon as the cutscene starts, and of course the end, we will switch to the door key, which we will of course use down there. Bit of an optimization which Solid Tony found. We love to call the Tony strat, so shout out to Solid Tony. Now dlimes is moving on to freeze the key. And there we go. Platonic also now at the same point, getting the PAL key shot off his hands. Hopefully he did count his alerts. That is already on it. You know the deal, of course, which PAL key position he will have. Let us know. Again, 7 is the worst. Then it follows up with 1 through 6, with 6 being the best. There you go. The cool thing about this whole PAL sequence is we know exactly what we need to wait. dlimes moving on now to the warehouse. He needs to stay in there for 61 seconds, and he can literally listen to the music there to know when he can leave again. We still gotta do something in the warehouse, and that is getting all the stinger ammunition that we need for the Rex fight later. Alright, now it's time. Platonic, which luck will you have, buddy? 6 was the best, which dlimes already took. Maybe he can match it at least. Let's see it. Was a little bit high there. He could have missed that spot. He took the bomb, unfortunately. He's not checking it. Oh, that's not how you do it. No. So what you do, if you get the bomb that early, you walk all the way to the end here, to the PAL key position 1, which he also got. How unfortunate. If you walk up there, then you toss the bomb. You can even optimize your menu in there, that you pick up the PAL key, still having the bomb in your inventory, you open the menu, you drop the bomb, and then switch over to the PAL key, and then you can quick equip that at least. But that is probably around a 14 seconds difference there. Very unfortunate for Platonic, already being behind here on time, and also getting bad luck. Second worst, plus the bomb, which always takes more time. dlimes getting ready here now, all the way back again, inserting that gold key. And there, Platonic also fisting the ladder there. If you're not at the right distance, the ladder will just be like, yeah, what do you want? What do you want? You don't want to punch me? Then you literally start punching the ladder. It's always walk a little bit further than you think, just to be sure. Platonic also using a very fun trick here in this game, in case you didn't know. If you unequip and equip your weapon over and over again, actually your footsteps will be silenced, which can be tactical here. And Platonic also not opting for the Tony strat there, not switching right away to the door key, so he needs to do that later. The cool thing about all this back and forth tracking is these runners definitely have a lot of high fives going. So here's the next one coming up. There we go. dlimes going, what's up, buddy? And Platonic being like, yeah. At least that's how I imagine it in my head. And there we go, dlimes going in, taking the same route again, taking that alert, but if you're fast enough at those laptops, it doesn't matter that the alert will start. You can still continue on, and the alert will just be disregarded. Moving out again, very well, switching to the door key, of course. And now going all the way back to the blast furnace again to heating up the palkey. Whereas Platonic is still on his way just to freeze it. This is the thing with any percent races. Like, there's two ways how you can play this game. You can do any percent, where you skip like half of the bosses. Or, if you want to, you can also play all the bosses, which is the other category this game is run at. And then, of course, as the name says, you go through all the regular round, just as you would do regularly, beating all the bosses. If you want to see the all bosses round, there's a runner coming up tomorrow, Vermilion, who will show us how to do this game on PC, especially all bosses easy difficulty. Definitely look forward to that one as well. Alright, there we go. Platonic has all the ammunition that he needs. The cool thing is, in easy, you only need 12 shots of the stinger. So each packet that you have, you will get 5. So there's already 10 here in the warehouse. And most likely before going to the Rex layer, at the door, there's another pack. So there will be 15. So they both have now all the ammunition they need. And now dlimes all the way now in the cargo elevator, taking the first trip up, where a lot more coding will happen. There we go, Platonic checking the card. Always make sure to check the card before you leave the room. You do want to check it, because if you go out and the card has not changed, you will need to wait the entire 61 seconds again, which is very unfortunate. Not naming any names, but... Okay, I don't think anyone has ever done that in the races I watched. But again, always make sure to check those PAL keys. And there we go, there's the codec here for dlimes. Again, we voted earlier this year, and I'm so glad that we decided, yeah, Turbo is fine, only for X, only to skip cutscenes, so... Oh, that is very nice. There we can see it already being used. There's other games, like Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3, where Turbo is allowed. And especially in Metal Gear Solid 2, if you're on PC, it saves a lot of time over regular codec skipping. Codec skipping at least something that is in Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. In 1, we literally just need to mash the button as much as we can. Platonic being a bit unfortunate here, he tried again to hide his footsteps, being stealthy here. So he must have got shot there, taken even the extra long route to the south here to insert the blue key. That's fine. Do not risk being locked in here. That is definitely very unfortunate, because if you're locked in there, you need to die. You need to continue anyway. And the only way to make it even faster is to kill yourself with the stingers. But he just didn't do that. He went a little bit longer route, but didn't get the alert. So that's at least good. Meanwhile, dlimes is finally there on the blast furnace. So again, 61 seconds we need to wait here. We can of course listen to the drums here. And he is maybe doing some shenanigans. Yep. I think he's getting the alert, and now he's going to just literally throw all of these guards down there into the puddle, and they instantly die. It is cruel, but I mean, you gotta waste your time somehow, so why not? Those 61 seconds, they don't care about the alert, so no matter what he does here, it works. But, oh, one thing, if you're in the blast furnace and if you change rooms, there's one door in the bottom, and go to grab more sting ammo, which we definitely need in extreme difficulty, that will actually delay the timer on the PAL key, but not on the IGT. It's a very weird thing with load transitions and room switches. But I think this is enough. He wants to move on, waiting right here at the doorstep, and then moving out as soon as the music key hits. Platonic also now going for the warehouse here second time. And second time, of course, there's some guards here. They're only 3. They're not really placed well, so you can literally just walk to the left and they won't see you. Which is, of course, good for speedrunners because that is also the fastest way forward. Alright, now both are on the cargo elevator. Of course, if you think you want to see even more races again, we'll soon have also the Metal Gear Solid 2 Tanker Tournament, where I think 12 people will duke it out in the first, basically part of the game, the Tanker segment. And we have lots of great runners going in here, all sorts of people. Definitely looking forward to that. And if you want even more, at the end of the month, August 28th, we'll also have the Metal Gear Speedrunners Relay Race happening. There we will also see Apache Smash running again versus Blackie, Metal Gear Solid 3 European Extreme. We also have another Metal Gear Solid 2 Tanker race. We also have a Metal Gear Solid 2 full game race, and myself, humbly, will also have a run happening in Metal Gear Solid 3 very easy difficulty. So lots of great stuff happening there. And I think also for the first time, not entirely sure, maybe the second time, Metal Gear Survive, which you can actually speedrun and race against each other. So watch for that also on Metal Gear Speedrunners Twitch. I wouldn't say combats on the Twitch channel. Right, and this is the last long codec call that we need to mash through here. The final segment where we learn a lot more about Naomi. We'll also learn that we have gotten the Fox Saviors. So whatever happens to us, we at least need to finish the mission now. We need to stop Metal Gear Rex from being launched. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're doing the entire PAL sequence here because we're thinking we're actually stopping Metal Gear Rex from starting a nuke. Well, hopefully it works well. Platonic also here, opting for a safe strat, not risking anything, just standing down by the door. That is fine, of course you can do that as well. Slowly moving forward with single punches. Just placing himself there where the door barely opens. Why not? You gotta wait so you can play around a little bit. So, it actually looks funny. I've never seen that. Oh, there we go. Alright, dlimes now for the second time going through the warehouse here. Instead of going left, he's going right. Again, there's barely any guards here. They're very far spread, so there's lots of gaps here between those, so you can move on. But if you were playing a Metal Gear Solid Integral and playing for the second time, you would also have alternate round. Alternate round basically is sort of like a New Game Plus, where some of the routes of these guards are different, and in this warehouse, they're all chained up, and they will definitely see you. But no, this is standard round for now, so it's a little bit easier. Doesn't matter too much. Now Platonic also making his way back. And you can see how much time it takes here. It takes a good few minutes. And that's why some people say, they rather want to run all bosses, which I get. Because a lot of any percent Metal Gear Solid 1 is really just waiting here. But we're soon getting action again. dlimes is getting ready here. Almost there to deliver the hotkey. And he will definitely also walk down to the south, entering the room, because, as I said before, if you deliver the keys on the normal key and the cold key, you can be fast enough so while the camera sees you and the alert starts, it does not stop you. You know, inserting the PAL key will still be fast enough. But for the hotkey, the distance you need to travel, you're actually taking too much time. So you need to walk down there. What is happening? Wait, Master Miller was actually liquid all along. Yeah, actually, we started Metal Gear Rex. We didn't stop it. Unfortunate. So we're calling quickly Otacon here, getting ready to move out. The gas is not too much of a problem. We're literally just waiting it out here. And as soon as we leave, we start the Metal Gear Rex fight. I love every time when we commentate those races, it's every time to say, what? Master Metal is liquid? And you know what? Yes, we always have to do that. It's in our contract. And so there we go. This is now Metal Gear Rex. And for people that don't know, you can really just walk forward 2 double steps to a certain line here. You can throw a shaft just in the last moment, and then just keep spamming those stingers at the radome. Doesn't matter. You start as soon as the audio cue starts, the Scream of Rex, and the shaft will actually last for the entire time that you need here for the first half. And there we go. That's it already. First half done. We need to wait now for the Red Fox speech. That's fine. And then the second half, we do something similar. We step a little bit closer again, so Rex will not shoot the rockets at us, but also we smartly evade damage for just timing our shots right with also getting away from the laser. We'll see it in action in just a second. There we go, already preparing to walk up left. The most direct way to walk towards Rex after this cutscene. And then getting ready. Adina's opening here for the first shot directly. That's also fine. In the beginning, Metal Gear Rex will only shoot these machine gun shots at you. That's fine. And what's even more noticeable, well, he does not evade any shots here. That's only on the higher difficulties, really. You have your full health when you start the fight, and for the second half, you can just literally tank the damage. Well, why not? That's the advantage of easy. Gotta abuse it. And now after Metal Gear Rex, we're getting ready because Liquid needs a beating. There's a little bit of dialogue happening here, and we're actually running not on the original release, which most people have played back in the day. We're playing on Integral, which is a re-release, which got also this so-called alternate round, as I explained earlier. And Integral will actually allow us to skip this cutscene right now that we'll play here, where you explains a lot, and it's like 2 minutes long. We don't need that. We're moving straight onto the fight. We need to still wait for these 30 seconds here. That's not skippable. It's all part of the script, of course, but as soon as we begin, you will see dlimes, I think, doing the two-way throw. He used that a lot recently in the emulator runs. So that basically puts Liquid in the top right corner. And what we would do then is doing double punches in a very specific pattern. Always double punch, short break, double punch. And then that will literally cause Liquid to be in a loop entire time. So he doesn't walk away, but we can continuously damage him. There we go, second throw, and then da-da, da-da. And we do that for roughly 30 seconds. And in the final moment, we need to kick him off. And as we're already at the border, or the edge here, we will literally fall to his death. That ends the fight. There we go. Kick at the end, and that's it. 2 minutes 7. Respectable time. There's faster ways to do that, but the two-way throw is something that most people probably learned in the beginning. Even I did that. It's something that I'm really comfortable with. So, there's that. Will we see a different one from Platonic? I'm not sure. First, he needs to move on through Rex. And now dlimes is getting ready. This race is most definitely over here. This is only an escape sequence, unless he dies here, which I don't think he will. There we go, Platonic again moving forward, equipping the ration just to be safe, not throwing the chaff, which is fine. You can also just tank the damage here in the first half. And there we go. As you can see, you maybe look to the other side. You need to time it a little bit well, but it still works. And then dlimes getting ready here. He needs to align himself with the car for the first checkpoint, shooting from the right side to the left. Right barrel first, then the left. There we go. And then he lines himself with this part of the wall, because the second checkpoint has 3 guards, and we shoot those guards in the left, right, and middle fashion. And Platonic writing in chat right now, there's still a chance. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Let's see. There we go, dlimes, left, right, and middle. And that's the checkpoint, and then we can finally get him. Finally. Meanwhile, Platonic starting the second half here, moving forward, having the Russian still equipped, not stepping far enough forward. Metal Gear Rex goes to the back and then also shoots his rockets. That is definitely more disturbing. And every time you get hit, you still sway a little bit to the side. But oh well. Meanwhile, dlimes is moving on to the Liquid. He's still not dead despite falling down. And it won't definitely kill you, he said. Well, doesn't count for him, I guess. So now we have to Be smart here about our shots. If you're in this phase of liquid, it doesn't matter too much, but in the first beginning and in the phase of this one currently, you need to not look directly at Lix or at liquid, or he would swing away again. So you want to be a little bit delayed while aiming at liquid. See again, he does not look at him directly, and only when his iframes go away. He's always waiting and then swinging over. Very important. And meanwhile, Platonic moving on here. I'm looking very much forward to his liquid fight. Let's see how that one goes. And please hold X. It's very important in console that you hold X in order to skip the cutscenes. And if there's multiple ones of them, they don't even get loaded, being even faster. And that's it. dlimes has won. Time's over as soon as the screen fades. And there, waiting for the codec here. Still waiting for the codec. And after the codec ends, it's time. Again, we're not waiting for the credits here because again, there's DMCA protected music running in the credits. Now, Platonic, what does he do? Probably doing the two-way throw again. Let's see it. First row, waiting. And there we go. Oh, lost in there. How unfortunate. And there we go. That's time for dlimes. Codec's over, and now the credits start. Meanwhile, Platonic trying to catch up with Liquid here. Trying his best, really. Let's see how it goes. If not already happened, please switch the music, of course, Major. Thank you so much. And let's see how he does. So, it's optimal for a more casual strat. You can still throw Liquid the entire time, trying to get in one of the few corners, preferably, of course, the top ones. And he's definitely getting some of the Liquid infinites out there, but because Liquid is always at the wrong edge here, and Platonic also doesn't walk up a little bit higher than he would need to, he will always lose Liquid here. So just trying his best here to get as many double punches in here. He was almost in position. If he keeps it up there with single punches, he would have gotten it. Oh, no, the way. No. He almost had him at the edge, and he couldn't have finished the fight just with a few more double punches there. Oh, come on. Keep it going, keep it going. Oh my god. There we go, that's it. Not optimal in any way, but definitely respectable. I always say, if you don't run out of time, still good. And also Platonic is moving on again through the escape sequence. Yes, auto combo drive, that's fine. Again, what happens here? We're just gonna wait at the corner, and as soon as Autocon runs over to the left, we're gonna grab this first guard. That's the only one really that's dangerous to us here. We're gonna choke him out, and as soon as Autocon starts the engine, we finish him off. And then we're already in the position here to jump on the jet. As always possible. Is the jet? Or the car, whatever. There we go, blowing up the barrels on the left, and then getting ready for the checkpoints. First checkpoint, again, moving to the right in first person to align yourself with the corner there. Looks good. So the first checkpoint, we need to start on the right barrel, moving on to the left. And we do this pattern specifically so we don't get shot. There's one guard that's basically better than the other, and we want to avoid being shot here, because then we can't continue. We lose roughly 2 seconds. And there we go, that's the first one. He already aligned himself for the second checkpoint, and again, we gotta go through the guards, left, right, and middle barrel. There we go. I got shot here, that's a little unfortunate, but not too bad. He could have also strayed all the way to the other side, so at least he went where he needed to be. And there's only the liquid fight left. Give it maybe another 90 seconds.
Not yet, Snake! It's not over yet! Liquid!
It's not over yet! Wonderful. If you ever played this game in the original Japanese release with the Japanese voice actors, specifically this part is very funny sounding, at least to us. Very epic. The voice actors were very emotional in there. And again, of course, here we need to wait. You don't want to look at Liquid the entire time, or Liquid will just sway away. As we can see here, wait for the iframes to go away, and then look at him, trying to hit him. Looks very good here. On Platonic's side, he's already moving on to the next part. Missing a few shots. We'll need a little bit longer here, and that's fine though. Not too bad. Get ready here. There's only 2 more segments to come. Especially moving in between these pillars, I would say. Some shots can be lost, so it's a bit tricky there. We just gotta keep going, I think, for 3 more. Oh, no. Sorry. It is already over. And then that will be also time for Platonic. GG's. Both of these runners did exceptionally well. It was a pleasure to commentate and watch. Not sure if they will come back to the voice, but that has been Metal Gear Solid on console/emulator. Any percent category, easy difficulty. What a
All right,
game.
it looks like
what a
they.
run.
Yeah, it looks like they're
I'll
not
play
going
it.
to come back. I guess this is. I thought they were going to come back and want to have some final words, but
Yeah,
I guess we'll have to close it off for them. That
that's
was
fair.
Limes versus Platonic, the race of the century. I certainly never expected to see Platonic not only running MGS1, but racing it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I never would have thought the same. I think he would have stayed with MGS2 for a long time. But for people that don't know, he was betting in the Euro Cup of football players and he lost. And then, well, he's a man of his word. He actually started playing Metal Gear Solid 1. Of course, we respect that.
Yeah, he almost wasn't, though. He almost wasn't.
He almost
But-
wasn't. That's true.
All right, that's the race. So we are going to go ahead and take this back to hold. House, thank you so much for commentating, Platonic and Limes, of course. I think you can hear us. Thank you both for racing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to take us to hold, and I will see you all in a minute.
Keep watching.